This is spot number C3. This is our setup we got going on. It's our little 19-foot camper. The 26-footer probably would not fit right here. According to the website, it's only fits a 23-footer. And there are some spots that you could squeeze in further, so like it really would fit. But the problem with this one is they have this tree right here. You can see it's kind of right by there, and then there's the woods. So it's maneuvering it in there. It's kind of tricky because, to be honest with you, maneuvering in the 19-foot in there was kind of tricky. So that 26-footer, I gotta imagine, would have been a real pain. But I like the spot. It's pretty nice. You can see we got our stuff all set up. The first night we were here, my purple canopy there took a beating. If you can tell, I can show you on the video here. I've got the legs reinforced with some pieces of other canopies that were in the dumpster, because pretty much everybody who had a canopy out that night got you see I even got it up, supported up right there with another piece. Everybody who had a canopy out that night, their canopies got wrecked. It was like 60-mile-an-hour winds. It just came out of nowhere, lasted about 10 minutes and went away, and trashed some people's awnings who had their awnings out, and trashed some people's canopies who had canopies out. We had a canopy out, but that ain't nothing but a little $50, $60 canopy from Academy, so I wasn't too worried about it. If it makes it through the week, I'm pretty happy. But anyway, this is our campsite. I'm gonna do some more filming of the rest of the campground. So here's the entrance of what they call loop C, B, D, and E. That's us over there on loop C, on C3. What's good about the C parts is here's some parking. That's where I'm parked. That's my truck right next to my bike, as y'all can tell. The dumpsters are right there, but also right past there, you can see where that little tree is. That's the dump station. So for dumping your gray water, doing it every day, it's not far to go. And also that way is the beach. I'll show you all that too. But most of the B section, which is over there, is tents, and then the C section and E section, I think, and D is mostly campers. It goes way back there. I'll also show that. So as you can see, we're at the entrance for loops B, C, D, and E, which is right there. That's that building y'all just saw on video, so you can tell everything's within walking distance. This is the boardwalk that leads to the Gulf side. So everything, like I said, everything's well within pretty easy walks. And look at that plane flying. That's cool. But yeah, I like it. I like it out here. We camp. You know, you can drink some drinks, and you gotta worry about driving. Whoever wants to go to the beach can go to the beach here and there. I'm also going to show the Bayside in a little bit. That'll be on here. But like I said, this is loops C, or B, C, D, and E. I keep getting confused. Loops A are further down that way. Not too far. But loop A is just campers, and I think you can stay in tents too, but it's mostly campers. And it's all the way, not all the ways, probably about a half a mile to a mile down that way. So back on loop C, which is the site, or the loop we're staying on, you can see there's not much for trees. Well, as I'm passing under a tree, but for the most part, yeah, most of the spots are pretty. Let me stop right here, matter of fact, and show y'all, because I'm on the bike. But you can see there's not a lot of trees on site C, or loop C. And I was talking to somebody, and they said Hurricane Ivan wiped a lot of the trees that used to be out in here out. So apparently there used to be a lot more shade back in the early 2000s, and those nice shady trees got wiped out. But yep, this is loop C, and then it kind of swings around, and I think it joins with loop E. I don't know, I'll show y'all when I get there. See, it splits up right here. It goes that way. And there's a bathhouse right there. Oh, now I'll be damned. This one got laundry rooms too. I might have to check that out. So there are washers and dryers here for $1.75 a go. So if you need to do emergency load of laundry, you can. I'm going to tell Lacey. I don't think she knows that there's washing machines here. So yeah. But yeah, this is the bathhouse. One of them. There's several in this area because each loop has one, and the loops are all joined together. So that's the bathhouse. This is still considered loop C right here. I think loop C is the biggest loop, and everything else is smaller. Because you've seen AA was just that one little kind of small loop, but has some big campers in there, so they might, despite the spots must be a little bit bigger. More parking right there, and we're still on loop C. So as I said, loop C is pretty big. Oh, I'm sorry, no, we're actually on loop E now. So this is loop E. I misspoke. This is loop E. That sounds funny, loopy. Don't want to rent RVs. Here's another bathhouse with some showers and whatnot. It's kind of where loop E and loop C kind of meet, almost. Handicap spot. You can see on the thing there, it shows a handicap sign. It's super wide, but I guess if you're a handicap and you go camping, this would be a spot you want, because it's really, really wide. So you're gonna have to, it's pretty nice. And it's right across from the bathhouse. Let's see the numbers there. It's E58. E58 is the handicap spot. Right up here, like I was saying, is where C and E meet again. And you end up back on C. Where this Coachman's at is where we stayed 2 years ago. I think that's C24. Yeah, C24. That's a pretty nice spot, but they got a tree that's kind of in the way for your awning. You got to make sure you don't park too far back. This spot's nice. C25. I would like that spot. But the spot next to us too, C2. That's pretty cool. This is loop D. You can see that's D1 right there. Oh, D's a lot of campers too, and tents. So this is all of loop D. And loop B is kind of to the right when you turn. I'll show y'all. Yeah, this is all loop D. Oh, and there's a start of loop E. Goes back that way. I'm not gonna go that way. No. So this is all still D. So D's pretty big too. It kind of loops around. But like I said, C's still, I think, the biggest loop. And then D's got a lot of shade though, but it's really made for like tents. Oh, alright, so this is loop D, part of the loop D that we came down. I have some editing to do because I found some cool stuff. But anyway, this is coming into loop D. You can see everybody's canopies that were out the other night in the trash. This ain't even the dumpsters by us. The dumpsters by us have twice as that many. But there's a bathhouse for loop D. And this is what I want to really show y'all. This little trail right here goes to Battery Worth. There's going to be a video on that in the future. Pretty cool. It's real short. It's like right there. It's maybe not, but a couple 100 yards that way. But you can park right here with a vehicle or your bikes, or you can just walk, because like I said, the campground's right there. And go check it out. Pretty cool. So I'm in the parking lot of the Battery Worth, next to, not too far from the campground. And I think I decided I'm just gonna film this part for the campground video, and I'm gonna do a separate video of the actual fort and batteries. I might not make it to all of them because there's several of them here, but this one I'm going to go walk around and tour, and it'll be a separate video, so y'all keep an eye out for that. You can call this bathhouse the loop B/D bathhouse, because this part that we're on right here is actually loop B. It goes around on the back side of that bathhouse. Loop B is pretty small, and I think it's mostly just tent camping. Still, they got a good bit of shade and a lot of wilderness for loop B. And I think the trash pandas are a little worse on this side. How's it going? Like the one I just saw at the fort, which that'll be another video that y'all can watch. Me and my encounter with the trash panda. So, and then you see B, you just roll straight back up into loop C. So all the loops right here are connected. So hope y'all enjoyed this little tour of the campground. One of the things I was going to talk about is you can see this gray tank I got. That's used for, what we do is I dump my gray water about once a day, so we can take some showers and stuff. This place is not full hookup, so if you're coming, I would say get you one of them tanks like that. They're not priced bad. I forgot how much I paid for it, but you find them online. They're not bad. But if you're gonna come here, I think you need that. I'm riding the bike on the boardwalk, trying to film and concentrating on videoing at the same time and not crashing. Nah, it's not too bad. It's a pretty wide boardwalk. It says so you can ride bikes down it, you can walk down it. A bunch of people pull their little wagons and stuff down it. And that's the beach ride up there. So here we are. I'm gonna park the bike and walk up to the beach area so y'all can see how pretty it is. Oh, they got a bunch of boats on the water today. Oh, it's calm out there too. Ooh, the sand feels good on my feet this morning. It's nice and kind of cool. It's a pretty morning. We got some good weather while we was out here. But you got these sand dunes right here. Right on the backside of the sands dudes is the Gulf. And you kind of go through a Gulf breeze to get here. And then Pensacola Beach. I guess is what yeah. Pretty cool. Oh, that water's slick calm. That's neat. And on a calm day like today, you hear that jet in the background. But you can see all the boats out there fishing. Because it's pretty much slick calm out there today. So there's gonna be a lot of fishing going on today. I should have brought a rod and reel and got my out-of-state license. Could have done me some fishing. But it's all good. Plenty of fishing to do at the house. Pretty cool. Alright, so we're at Campground Loop A. I rode the bike here, and it's probably less than a quarter of a mile to a half a mile. It's not far at all from the other campground. That's the boardwalk they have for this one. You can use either one, but that's the one that's right next to Camp A that leads to the beach access for the Gulf side. And there is the entrance for Loop A. So let's go right around in there and see what it looks like. So here's the front side of it. I think it's just one big loop. It's not as big as the part that we're staying in, because like I said, it's really just A, B, C, D, and E, and for some reason all the other ones are together and this one's kind of separate on its own. Morning. This is still Loop A. Just taking a little tour of it. Oh, they got a lot more shade on Loop A, I believe, than Loop B. A lot more trees on this one. Have to keep that in mind. And they look like we can fit some pretty good sized campers on Loop A. So we might stay on Loop A next time. And it's like I said, it's just one loop, so I don't know. The spots seem a little more jam-packed together than on C. But there's the bathhouse for Loop A. Each loop has a bathhouse, so you know, if you don't want to take a shower and fill up your gray tanks in your camper, you can use the bathhouses. So this concludes my tour of the campground. This will be just a campground video, so I hope y'all enjoy. If y'all think about coming, I recommend it. I like it. Like I said, the only negative is that it's not full hookup, but there's a lot of campgrounds like that, so if you're prepared for it, it's not a problem. So like I said, all in all, I give it, you know, I guess if you were giving it 10 stars, I give it like 9.5 out of 10, or 9 out of 10, somewhere in that range. You know, it's more shade would be nice, but there are some spots with shade, and Full hookup would be nice, but that's the only real negatives I got, and they aren't that negative. So, yeah, 9.5 out of 10.